Morning all. Happy Christmas to each one of you. Be blessed as church this morning. It's good to see you all. So I come across a little story of a young lad who got himself a Saturday job. In the days before shopping malls and shopping chains of supermarkets, this lad worked at his local supermarket. And he did all the tasks that a young lad would do. He would clean the floor, he would stock the shelves, he would do all the menial tasks, he would load customers' vehicles as they paid for their shopping. And one day he was busy about his work when the shop owner went to one of his assistants and said, "It's that time of the year again when we've got to take an inventory." Well, the little lad had never heard of an inventory before, so at an opportune moment, he caught hold to the shopkeeper, tugged his arm and said, "Excuse me, what's an inventory?" And the shopkeeper turned to him and said, "An inventory is when we take stock on what we have. From everything on the shelves to everything that's in the storeroom, but we take stock of what we have. And it's important because you always forget stuff that you've got." So I thought this morning, as a church, it's time for us to take a little bit of stock inventory. But I'm going to call it the blessings inventory. Christmas at Blackheath, at Bethel Blackheath. I love this time of the year here at church. And the reason I love this time of year at Bethel Blackheath is because we're a giving church. And we look after people. We can forget about it, what we do year by year. The widows, as I've just mentioned, I don't know how many years we've been doing that. But people in Eastern Europe have been blessed by what we do here on a Christmas morning. We're blessed as a church. Shoe boxes went out and Simon and Lorraine posted the pictures, I think 195. So just think, I'm not going to say this morning because I might be wrong, but at this time of the year, 195 people who would otherwise receive no gift at all have received something. They've been blessed by our actions. Manna House, well, we can go on about the Manna House. How much are we blessed at the Manna House? And because we're blessed to be a blessing by everything that we give out. I was talking to Ruth just yesterday, and I think 135 families. Is that right, Ruth? At the moment, we'll have a joint of meat on the table this Christmas time, beside everything else that we do for them. But what I want to focus on this morning is what I really like at Christmas time at Bethel Blackheath, and that's our toy shop. Our toy shop. So we've got a little video for those who weren't able to experience what this place was turned into. The lads have done a job for me, and this was our church building just a couple of weeks ago. So now we're going to receive the blessing back. The comments that you've got on the papers that are in front of you, I think there's 41 I picked out. Those comments are what the families said to us as encouragement who received the gifts that we provided for them as a church. Now, me and Ruth were discussing this, and she said, to do so many is going to be boring, but we're blessed. I think there's 41 comments I've picked out there. We're blessed with 41 comments this morning. So to make it work, I want you to do precise, no gaps. Whether you want to go across the lines or whatever, but just shout out, but please don't use the names that are on the bottom. So can we start somewhere at the back? Ruth, have you got one? Thomas, have you got one? Thomas is starting us.
Manna House are amazing. If it wasn't for them, I would struggle to have food for my family. And the toy donations at Christmas are amazing and really help. Thank you to everyone for all that you do.
The staff were really gracious and helpful, made me feel very welcome, and the kids will be extremely happy. Thank you.
Ruth.
The whole experience was great. Everything was really good. Thank you for everything. Happy Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
Really appreciate your kindness.
Amazing gifts, very grateful. Thank you to all of you. Thanks a lot for the lovely gifts.
Thank you so much for this happiness. How the children will learn about what Christmas is about. It is to give and receive joy.
Thank you so much for your kindness, generosity. It's really appreciated, and I thank you for all your hard work, you and all that you do throughout the year. May God bless you, and all of you have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely brilliant as always.
Thank you for helping make my young son's Christmas extra special. Many thanks to the volunteers. Merry Christmas.
Matt, thank you so much for running this year. It's always such a massive help and it's so appreciated.
Thank you. I can never explain how much it means to us as a family to be supported by all who donate financially and their time during Christmas.
I really appreciate your help with gifts for my little girl. May God bless you and your family. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It helps so much for my 3 children. So kind of all of you are. Have a great Christmas.
Thank you for the lovely toys. Will be a great help. Thank you.
Just a note to say thank you for your hard work and everything you do. You're truly amazing and we really appreciate you, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your help and support.
Thank you for so very much for all your time, generosity.
Really lovely thing to do. Staff are really friendly all the time. Fantastic idea to do. Happy Christmas.
First time we are here and it is such a lovely experience, and thank you so much for so many lovely and beautiful toys.
It was a pleasant day, really nice for the kids. Thank you very much for the lovely staff.
Thank you so much for all your support over the years, for the understanding with my family. My baby and daughter will have a lovely Christmas because of you. Merry Christmas. God bless you. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for helping make my little girl's Christmas this year. Have a great Christmas.
Sometimes thank you does not seem enough, but I cannot think of anything else but the biggest thank you. These toys will make such a difference for our grandson.
A big thank you. It has been a big help for my family, such lovely gifts.
Toy drive. Toy drive that the pantry does is awesome. For the kids that don't get a lot, I am very grateful for the pantry and the staff that work there. So kind. Thank you so much for the amazing help this Christmas. I honestly really appreciate it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Lovely selection of toys. Very welcome. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Peace.
Great work really helps people in hard times.
Thank you so much for everything you do. God bless you all.
Thank you. This helps so much. Appreciate all of you. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the lovely presents. It will really help me. My children will love them. Many thanks.
Thank you so much. This is a massive help. Bless you.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful thing to do for those of us who struggle. Have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for all of my lovely presents. My children will be so happy on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for all your help over the past few years. I'm a single mum of 2 girls and you really have supported me through my divorce and raising them every day. Happy Christmas.
Thank you very much for your help. Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Big thank you. It makes a lot of difference and helps us out at night.
Lifesaver. Children will have a great Christmas. Thank you so much.
You have all made Christmas more bearable in these tough times. Thank you all for your generosity. It means so much.
Thank you. I'm sure you can see, church, we are blessed. And we're blessed to be a blessing. That just encourages us. It should encourage you. That really encourages me that we made a difference this morning in families' lives. Please keep the, pass them all, they'll get collected at the back by Joe, I'm sure. Jonah's collected them. Thank you, Jonah. I come across this Robert Louis Stevenson, the great writer. His most famous quote was this: "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." And we've been planting some seeds this morning. But when we think our blessings are a bit slim on the ground, don't think of the things that you didn't get after praying. Think of the countless blessings God gives you without you even asking. God blesses us as his people. I often think of blessings all mine and 10,000 besides. You know, this morning you might not be feeling so blessed. The struggles of life, you could be feeling cursed. Instead of blessed, you might be feeling broken and bruised, grieving the loss of a loved one. You might have experienced broken relationships, personal struggles and pain. Something that's really a struggle for you this morning, this Christmas time. Robert Louis Stevenson, as I've been looking at him this morning, was born in 1850. He once wrote about a childhood ritual of his. Stevenson grew up in Edinburgh during the days of gas lamps, and at night he would sit in his bedroom and look down the dark street in front of his house. Night after night he would watch the man walk down the street and light each lamp. Each lamp would shine, giving its own area light. Then the next lamp would light and its own area would light. Light would join light until the street was lit up. For Stevenson, this was fascinating, to sit and watch light spring from the darkness. One night when he was watching the lamplighter, he called to his mother and said, "Mother, come and see the man who is punching holes in our darkness." Maybe this Christmas time you're longing for somebody or something to just punch a hole in your darkness, to show you a bit of light. Just hope that this message this morning will encourage you. It's encouraging as a church. That's what I want to do this morning. If you're a visitor to our church, welcome. But I want to encourage our church in blessings this morning. And I trust that this little message, and we will be over shortly, but I trust that this message will bring a blessing into your life. And I'll skip through things, but I was just looking at a Christmas story, and Ellen asked me if I would take this Christmas morning back along in the beginning of the year. And you start thinking as things drop in your mind, well, what shall I speak about? What shall I speak about? Because it's the Christmas story, and how many times can you get a different message out of the same Christmas story? It's difficult. But what I was thinking, and what the Lord planted in my mind, was just to look very briefly at the story that we all know so well, and that's when Gabriel visited Mary. And if you think of the situation in today's sort of light, the story must have been so frightening, so distressing, and so awkward for this young girl. When an angel just drops in front of you and starts to talk to you, and we know that Mary was a little bit afraid when this event happened. But we know the story. But if you look a little bit further, probably the part that's not so familiar with the Christmas normal nativity is when Mary went to visit her cousin Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, I've researched this, didn't just live around the corner. Elizabeth apparently lived 100 miles away, or approximately 100 miles away. And in the days with no public transport or no cars and coaches and trains and whatever, that must have been a bit of a difficult journey. No doubt it was on a donkey, and however long it took to travel 100 miles on a donkey, I don't know. But I just want to use this part of the Christmas story to try and enforce upon your minds God's blessing, and God's blessing in our lives. But what did Gabriel say to Mary regarding Elizabeth? In all the confusion, I'll skip through, but in all the confusion and all the fear, and Gabriel, just think of Gabriel when God said to him, "You know what, Gabriel, it's time to go. We've got the girl ready. The story is all going to drop into place. Here we go." And Gabriel come from heaven to bring the story. But what I just want to bring to you through the story is that Mary believed in God, and she knew that no word from God would ever fail. Mary, getting her head around the situation, knew that nothing was impossible for God, no matter how difficult the situation was to grasp. Mary questioned Gabriel, we know in Luke 1, verse 34 and 35, but the presence of God was in the situation. And in Luke 1, verse 38, this is what Mary said, I'm the Lord's servant, Mary answered, may your word to me be fulfilled. That was it. And the angel left her. Mary did not question this anymore. She accepted it. She said, so let it be. Let's get on with this situation. But remember, Elizabeth's part of the story as well. And Elizabeth was carrying John the Baptist. She was well old in years. I understand she was about 88 years of age. She was past childbearing age. But God was in the situation. And we know that Elizabeth gave birth to John the Baptist. Do you know, do you realise that these two mothers are the most important mothers in history? Elizabeth and Mary. Why? Because they brought heaven down to earth. They brought heaven to earth. All our mums, I believe I had the best mum that it was possible to have, and I know a lot of people in the room can say exactly the same. But in history, the two most important mothers this world's ever seen is Elizabeth and Mary, because they brought heaven down to earth. Elizabeth told Mary during that visitation that she was favoured by God. But have you ever wondered why Mary was favoured by God? I believe Mary wasn't just a random girl. I believe that Mary already knew God. And the reason for this we've got in Luke 1:45, and it says, blessed is she who was believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her. That indicates to me that Mary knew God before this event. And this is the key to our Christmas message this morning. The key to seeing light in our darkness. Mary knew that she could trust God to fulfill his promises to her. That begs a question. Do you believe that God will fulfill his promises to you? What did Elizabeth, what didn't Elizabeth say to Mary? She didn't say you are blessed because you've come from the right family, because you're beautiful, because you're intelligent, because you're wealthy. Elizabeth told Mary she was blessed because she believed that God would keep her promises. Mary was blessed simply because she believed God. Mary was blessed because she knew nothing was impossible with God. And Mary was blessed because she trusted God. How does light get punched into your darkness? If you've got darkness in your life this morning, how does darkness get dispersed with the light? Just remember 3 words. Believing brings blessing. Believing brings blessing. God works wonders when we believe in him, when we see his works, when we feel his love, and when we have faith to believe. Hebrews 11 verse 6 says, and without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. You know what? When we believe in God, we can have life to the full. Life of joy, a life of meaning, and a light that shines in our darkness. I'm not saying that we have a life without trials and difficulties, but when those trials and difficulties come to us, we know that we've got that 4th man in the fire. We've got another who is holding back the sea. We know a Saviour that will never fail. He's in the darkest valley with us. Mary believed and trusted God. Mary had faith. How do we know this? Because in Luke 1 verse 38, Mary says, I am the Lord's servant, Mary answered. May your word to me be fulfilled. Then the angel left her. What did Mary do? She believed. She believed. Mary didn't create the baby, she carried the baby and delivered the baby. But she believed it would happen. Remember, we are blessed to be a blessing. When we're blessed to be a blessing, we've got to remember that we are channels and not the source. When we move out of our way, out of God's way, strange and miraculous things will happen. Let God do his work. Don't doubt. Don't have second thoughts. This Christmas morning, believe, because when you believe, blessings will flow. Believing brings light into your darkness. What's God promised us this Advent season? The same as every Advent season. God's promised us joy, hope, love and peace. Also, what did Jesus say he was in John 8 verse 12? It says, when Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. God's promised you light in your darkness. God will move in your life if you let him. God is waiting to shower you with blessings. God blesses from generation to generation. God blesses from generation to generation. And God will bless you. And God, I believe, is certainly blessing us as a church. If you know Jesus, if you have got this light in your life, I just want to tell you some of the blessings that God has promised you. Ephesians 1 verse 6, it says, you have an acceptance that can never be questioned. 1 Peter 1, 3 and 5, it says, you've got an inheritance that can never be lost. 2 Corinthians 1, it says, a deliverance that is beyond expectation. 2 Corinthians 12, a grace that cannot be limited. Hebrews 6:18, a hope that cannot be disappointed. Romans 11:28, blessings that cannot be withdrawn. John 15 verse 11, a joy that is complete. Ephesians 2, a nearness to God that can never be reversed. John 14:27, a peace that can never be disturbed. 2 Corinthians 5, a righteousness that can never be tarnished. Hebrews 5:9, a salvation that can never be cancelled. Blessings all mine and 10,000 plus beside. Remember this, Bethel, Blackheath's blessings. The 3 B's this morning. Bethel, Blackheath's blessings, and they include people who care, a church that works, a love that is shown to each other, people who stand beside us. We're blessed in this place. The light of the world has come. Let him be the light in your darkness. Remember, to accept all this, believing, brings blessing. As we're blessed, let us continue to bless those around us in 2025. And let me just remind you what Robert Louis Stevenson's most famous quote was as we go into 2025. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And as a church, let's plant plenty of seeds in 25. Have a great Christmas. I hope your turkey's not going to be burnt. I've skipped through so that we can get home a little bit earlier. So have a great Christmas, whatever you're doing, and look forward to a blessed 2025. Thank you.